front of me, and I don't think I can go wrong with these changes in life.
And welcome back. It's Pacific 106 Online. I'm Michael Petrie, and you know what? Every now and then, someone comes along that's a doggone inspiration, right? And we've got that again today. Dan Zimmerman with us today. Hi, Dan.
Hi.
Documentary filmmaker Jimmie Sullivan.
How you doing?
You guys are up to no good, right? You're making films over there about this guy. You discovered him. He's doing this bike riding all over the place. Dan, you've got this fixation with Jimmy Buffett. You love triking, but you came from some pretty adverse conditions, right?
Stroke.
Yeah, I mean, you were a cabinet maker.
Yep.
For years. High-end cabinet maker.
Yes.
And then things happen. Medical condition. You had a stroke.
Yep.
And then what happened after that, Dan?
Woke up. Doctors told me wheelchair for life and no talking.
Right.
So, I don't.
It's tough. It's tough because you know what? So many people, you get that break in life like that, and there's nothing you can do with it. And you looked at that, and you started getting some therapy.
Yep.
Right. And I wanted to mention the folks over at Health South. They've been supporting you with the therapy and that type of thing, the physical therapy.
Yep.
Here you are. You're talking. You're walking around, and now you discovered
triking.
So you discovered the trike, and you've been. So tell me how has it changed your life or the opportunities that it's given you, etc. Go ahead.
First off, I found freedom. Laying around watching TV, for the birds.
Right.
And it takes me out, and riding trike builds muscle and breathing now, fresh air.
Yeah.
Walk better.
And this is stuff you're doing that you never dreamed you'd be doing after you had the stroke.
Yeah.
Wow. Jim, you discovered Dan. You've worked on a documentary with Dan.
We did a documentary, and then in the documentary, we documented how he had the stroke, and then how he made the decision to fight, that he was going to fight this and get his life back. And then we followed him through Iowa. He biked cross country through Iowa. He also did biking through Michigan, Missouri, a few other states, but we picked him up in Iowa. And then we introduced the Road to Margaritaville. That's where Dan is going to go from Washington, San Juan Islands, Washington, all the way to Key West.
Wow.
Trike riding.
Here's a guy that had a stroke. Now, we're here in Arizona.
Yeah.
You went to Iowa?
We went to Iowa and shot him. And the reason why Dan chose Margaritaville is before the stroke, he was a huge Jimmy Buffett fan. He was a parent.
See, that's what I've heard from a lot of different places. As a kid, you were listening to Buffett stuff.
Yes.
So that's always going through your head. I have that with some other bands too, but Buffett, I completely understand it. You're a parrot head, Dan.
Yep.
A parrot on a bike.
Yeah. Trike.
On a trike, that's right.
And when he was in the hospital, he was in and out of a coma and consciousness, and they played Jimmy Buffett music, thinking it would stimulate his...
Wow. Wait, whoa. You were in a coma.
Yeah.
And they played Buffett. All right. What happened with that? And what happened?
Yeah.
His eyes started dancing to Buffett? What was going on there?
The family believes that possibly there was some connection there, and it might have helped. I mean, it's all subjective right now, and there's no really proof of it, but
no, that's not the first time we're hearing the story about someone that has been brought out of a coma or something like that, where they were using music as music therapy, and it seemed to help. Yours just happened to be Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And so now that's kind of what formulated the ride. He wanted to do something really big, something to bring out awareness for strokes and HHT, which is the decision that caused his stroke. Yeah. And so Dan decided to go from Washington cross country, 5,500 miles.
From Washington State.
All
the way to Florida, Key West.
Key West.
Yeah.
And Dan, and it says this in the documentary, he says, I'm going to ride every mile of it. And we're inviting people that anybody wants to participate in the ride. They can ride for a week with Dan. They can ride the whole way, whatever. We're going to have a big ceremony in Washington at kickoff. There's going to be media events in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
That's awesome.
Kansas City, St. Louis, and then his sponsor, Cat Trike.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to stop at their Orlando factory, and they're going to have some sort of little ceremony right there, and we're going to...
That's awesome. And what's cool about it, too, is if Buffett, for whatever reason, gets involved in this... And then, it's just great. You could have the Jimmy Buffett Awareness Tour. I don't know. What would be the name of this tour? I wonder.
Well, right now it's called Road to Margaritaville.
Road to Margaritaville.
That's what it's called now, but...
That's cool.
Next one.
Maybe. Yeah. Next year, maybe. So, yeah. Yeah, no, it's a very compelling story, and I'm very proud to be involved with this whole story. And we're going to continue on. We're going to document some stuff with the ride. We're going to get I'm going to be there for the kickoff, and maybe you'll let me come for the when you pull into Margaritaville.
Yeah,
that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
When do you think you'll be doing this? Is there a time frame here?
Last day of June.
Yeah,
and last day finish up November.
Man, I know it sounds cliche, but you truly are inspirational, Dan. Really, that's awesome. And good luck with the venture.
Thank you.
Jimmy Sullivan, documentary filmmaker, and Dan Zimmerman, also known as Dan the Trike Man, on Pacific 106.
Nibbling on sponge cake, or watching the sun bake.